August 29, 2005, Louisiana and the surrounding Gulf Coast region was struck by Hurricane Katrina, a Category 3 hurricane with sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. The hurricane-force winds reached outward 120 miles from the center, causing severe damage to much of the surrounding area. In New Orleans, Louisiana, the levee system failed under the extreme pressure caused by the storm, flooding nearly 80% of the city. In its path, the hurricane displaced hundreds of thousands of people and claimed the lives of over 1,600 people. 6 months later, a group of 30 people from southeastern Michigan went down to help with the massive relief effort. Led by Steve Adams from Romulus, Michigan, the group's mission was to bring hope to people who were hurting and help restore people's homes and their faith.
This is going to change you. You will now, from this point forward, watch CNN with a different perspective. You, from this point forward, will really realize how easy it is to watch something and not be involved. And when you do get involved, it changes you. And it really introduces you to what I believe God's calling His church to be about more often. You will have to face the reality. Is it FEMA's job to fix people's lives? I challenge you to study Scripture and see if God ever puts on the government to take care of the needy and the poor and the down and out. He doesn't. He puts it upon His own people, and you're doing it.
A few of the group members had gone down in months past to help out, but for many of us, we had no idea what to expect. The 20-hour car ride gave us plenty of time to prepare mentally for what was to come in the next week. We had all seen the news coverage of the events, but now we were going to experience the situation firsthand. The place that we stayed at was the Family of Faith Community Church in Kenner, Louisiana, just north of New Orleans. Many members of the church's congregation were directly affected by the hurricane, and the building itself was flooded. Now the church's building is serving as both a meeting place for church services and housing for work teams. Newly hired Pastor Dale Munsell is excited about what his church is doing to help with the relief efforts.
Family of Faith is actually housing most of the people that come down to help, and we're supplying meals and cooking for them in the evenings and any other ways that we can help. As far as World Hope, their part of it is they are bringing people from all over the country, from different churches, to help with the cleanup efforts.
World Hope International is a relief, faith-based organization that serves relief to those suffering throughout the world and in developing countries, to assist in building communities through their faith-based organization and serving the population in need.
After a few hours of sleep, the group is up and ready for the first day's assignments.
All right, a couple things that need to be done around here. I think today we're going to do a couple church members' homes, warehouse, and to pack the trailer for tomorrow. Is that right for ministry? And then we also, who here is really can take a tree down for us in the front? We have a tree in the front. We have to be careful of this power line, so y'all can take a look at that.
Today we spent the first day of our missions trip here in Kenner at a really nice gentleman's house named Dan, doing a little bit of drywall plastering, and we laid a hardwood floor for them. And he was very pleased. We got a lot done for him, and hopefully with help of many other people, he'll be back in his home here soon.
I myself have the pleasure of going to the storage unit and helping load up the trailer and get everything ready for tomorrow. We get to go out and minister to the people and give out food and water and clothing to the ones that need it, and actually have an opportunity to hopefully share Christ with them.
The next day, we loaded up 2 trailers with supplies to hand out to people who were living and working in the New Orleans area. Before we left the church, we had a brief Bible study.
I think it's a really good object lesson of wherever there's need, the church should be really good at just moving and finding that need and mobilizing. What does it mean to you that God says defending the cause of the poor, caring about people and the needy, and it will go well with you? This is what it means to know and to be a follower of Jesus Christ. What does that mean to you? What does it say to you today? I would say to know God in some new ways, in some powerful ways, what He's up to, what He cares about. Welcome to it. You're entering into it. If your hearts are right, He's going to speak to you. If the tears start coming, maybe it's God's finally cracking through your hard heart, and you begin to kind of, I hope that you do. I hope some of you just break down crying. It'll be the best thing for you guys.
Right now we're heading down to the 9th Ward in the city to hand out medical supplies, food, clothing for all the people that's still waiting on support from Hurricane Katrina.
The first stop we made for the day was to restock some supplies at the Common Ground Relief Distribution Center.
I'm helping out volunteering with Common Ground Relief. It's an organization that is helping with things like gutting out people's houses. Our distribution center is right behind me, which is the primary thing that I'm working with. And we distribute food and water and cleaning supplies to the community, help them rebuild their lives and homes.
You guys coming down doing some good work, man. Definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely the needs here. And these guys here at Common Ground, I mean, they've just been wonderful. I'm here from Minnesota, putting together my family's home, I tell you. Without their help, it would have been tough.
We then loaded into the vehicles and trailers and headed towards the neighborhoods to pass out supplies to anyone who needed them. Once we crossed the North Claiborne drawbridge, we had our first look at the damage of the 9th Ward.
After seeing all the pictures and hearing all the talk and even the TV camera crews and stuff, it just, I don't know if you want to say it did it justice, but to see the multitude of it in person, pictures can't even explain it.
You see whole blocks leveled. It was, I mean, your heart just sinks when you see that kind of stuff. It was just heartbreaking.
Oh, it's shocking.
I cried.
We were prepared, but not like this.
I mean, I've seen pictures and stuff, but we actually saw houses that had holes in the roof where people had tried to get out.
Houses sitting on cars.
That's the only way out of their house was through a hole they had to dig out of the roof. It was just in their attic.
I think the most amazing was seeing the water line on the top of the houses. The water was up ceilings and stuff.
The news just doesn't give it justice until you like experience it.
Yeah. Gone around helping a lot of people now and searching for more people. And here at the 9th Ward.
The people we encountered were very grateful for what little supplies we could offer them. We were able to talk with a few of the residents about what they went through and what they were doing now to rebuild.
We were rescued off the roof by boat. You know, we were rescued 4 days after the storm had came through.
Basically, that's what I'm doing. I want to target cleaning up around here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say a lot of things wasn't being done, which it wasn't because it was held that big for so long.
Yeah.
They have a lot of dead bodies they're still searching for around here.
Yeah.
Once they finish that,
on Friday. I saw that. Yeah.
and once they finish that process, we're gonna clean it up.
And that's why I'm here, because of at the same time making money, but at the same time you help rebuild.
We visited a park late in the day and brought food and water and supplies to people who were just living out of tents in the park. And again, it was just amazing that they were getting through every day, and so grateful for any help or anything that we had for them.
The next day we split off into smaller groups and went to work on some residents' homes. One group went to work on a woman's home that had been previously gutted by another World Hope work team. The other team went to work at an elderly woman's house who was then staying with family from out of state until her home could be repaired. The house had been flooded during the storm and everything in it was destroyed. The job of the team was to gut out the home, which means completely removing everything in the house. Breathing masks had to be worn to protect against inhaling mold in the house. Once all the team members were suited up, we began the cleanup process. In a matter of only 7 hours, our crew of 19 people was able to completely gut the house and give the homeowner a chance to start again.